record. Here's the intro. Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Drop In, Drop Out. If you didn't notice, it's just two of us dropping in to tell you if Replaced is worth dropping or out of. Dropping in of, out of, drop in. I'm still working on what works for us here. Me and Jordan are here to review Replaced. We had a key provided to us from Thunderful, and we both got to get our hands on Replaced, and I cannot wait to talk all about it because this has been one of my most anticipated games for many years. Been in development for a while. I've been following the development of this game because it just looks so fucking cool. So this weekend was sort of a dream come true for me personally to finally play this game. But yeah, Jordan, how much of Replace have you played?
I've played, I think it was in the 3 to 4 hour range. It was through the first, the prologue and the first 3 chapters is how far I've gotten. And yeah, how about you?
How do you know which chapter you're in? Oh God, what kind of review did you sign up for if you are here on this video? I didn't notice chapters, so maybe I didn't get as far as I thought. Or maybe I think
it was popping up for me. So little inside baseball for some folks. Like we have like a family shared Steam group. So whenever I was going through and hitting certain parts, then I would get the Steam achievement pop up to tell me I completed chapter 1, chapter 2. So I bet since we're sharing the key there, you probably didn't see that when I did. But if you when you go into your save file and when you load it back up, it'll tell you like chapter 3, whatever. So
okay,
but that was my biggest clue was, oh, I guess I just hit a milestone, hit a little end of a chapter there.
Well, this might work out. It might not be as far as you, but I did play about 3 hours, I feel like, of true gameplay and not me like trying to figure out something because I'm a little dirt sometimes.
Aren't we all?
I had to text Jordan at a few parts, so I can't wait to dive into that part specifically. But yeah, I just want to do a quick little run of show. If I feel like I do this on JK Games and also Drop In, Drop Out. Now, I'm Jerica, the other host here with y'all tonight. I think that's Jordan. Am I pointing in the right
I'm
place?
Jordan.
This is Jordan. Yeah.
Wherever I am me.
That's true. Same. I am me.
Write that down.
Yeah. Write it down. Yeah. So I don't know about y'all, but I want to get into it. And hopefully after this episode, we will have given you a great impressions or at least help you make a decision on should you play Replaced. And for me, I wanted to sort of cover first impressions, just overall high level thoughts, go into gameplay, world and immersion. What are the positives? Do we have any concerns? Wink, wink at that thing that I had to text Jordan about specifically. Mm-hmm. That part might be a concern. It also might be my eyes. I don't know. I have weird eyes. I do.
Look with your special eyes, Jericho.
Things have to be really obvious for me to see where to go in games sometimes. But yeah, and then at the end, just sort of like recapping, hey, this is what we thought, and should you drop in or out of this game? Yes. Cool. Let's get into it. Jordan, you played enough. You played at least an hour. What surprised you? What surprised you in the first hour of playing Replaced?
Honestly, I was a little surprised right out the jump. So unlike Jerica, I was not following this for super long.
I set us up incorrectly. Jordan, I'm a horrible host here. Would it make sense? I'm pausing it. I'm so sorry, Jordan. But I'm like, should I even describe what the game is?
I don't think we have to. Because we'll kind of get into it.
This could be cut out, by the way, whoever's looking at it. I guess I'm going to look at this later. Jerica, you can cut this out. And how dare you interrupt Jordan? But I was concerned that this didn't seem proper enough without me saying what kind of game in Returnal is. You do this more than I do, Jordan. Should we go back and?
Honestly, I think we're good because I mean it's a pretty decently high profile. We're gonna have B-roll, or maybe when you kick it to me just now, I can just give like a little mini spiel because like I'll get into that because, like, again, I wasn't following as closely as you, so I'll work that in.
You sure?
Yeah.
Do you need to pull up anything? A Steam
No.
page, anything? Oh, okay.
No.
Nah. Okay,
No.
cool. Sorry I interrupted you. We're gonna we'll rewind like Max does in Life is Strange, but I'll be much better at it. Let's kick it off with first impressions. Jordan, you've played at least an hour, maybe more.
True.
It is more. You told me earlier you've played more. But what really surprised you about Replace in the first hour?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised almost right off the bat because unlike Jerica, I wasn't really following it too closely. I'd seen some footage here and there, some trailers and like the showcases or whatever. So I was kind of learning about the game as it was starting and as it was going. So like within like 5 minutes, this character of Dr. Warren, he's working on some crazy super high tech artificial intelligence program that's hunting down or trying to find people to basically harvest organs. It seems like that's the
Fun.
world that we're in here. Yeah, exactly. It's the most fun. It's like alternate 80s kind of cyberpunk situation here, and there is an accident. Something goes awry, and now the AI is in control of Dr. Warren's body. And I was like, ooh, I have always been a sucker for like rogue AI type of media. That was before that became a possible real world issue, but that's for another time.
Oh, and also like we haven't beat the game, so don't worry about like we're not going to go too deep into spoilers. Like all of this is within the first 3 hours at least. So I forgot to mention that at the top of the show too, but
yeah.
Disclaimer.
Good call. So yeah, Dr. Warren, he's at this high-tech institute that's supposed to be, the cutting edge of everything to help, revitalize this post-apocalyptic. Now it's all kind of rebuilt and cyberpunky, but you kind of have to make your escape out of this facility now that there's been an accident and now that this AI is in control. And he quickly gets thrust down into the underworld of the people that get hunted down for their organs or whatever else, and he's kind of on the run in a way that he hadn't had to be before. So with his AI in control now, it's kind of giving Dr. Warren these abilities that he
Sure, we could edit anything, so do what you need to do.
I know. Yeah, this AI is kind of pushing his body further than he would have as a human, and so very quickly it becomes clear that this combat is so visceral, so cinematic, and I think that was another. I don't know if surprise is quite the right word, but man, like one of the first things when it's kind of giving the tutorial for combat of counterattacking and stuff, it just the way that it does like the zooms and like with this absolutely stunning. It's not quite HD 2D, but it's just like probably the most stunning pixel art I've ever seen. With this, it's all rainy and it's all neon and it's the camera zooming in and out and you're whipping this baton around. It is fantastic. So it was like just right off the bat, an immediately incredible first impression for how the story gets kicked off and where it goes from there.
Yeah, I've literally have been sold on this game since the very first trailer. I saw it and I was like, pixel art when it's done in a very unique way, and I'm like, some people are like pixel art's not unique. You see that in a lot of video games, that's just the style. Try to make it look old, look cool again,
Mm-hmm.
But what I like about what Sad Cat Studios, if I'm not mistaken, I might cut that out if I'm wrong. It's Sad Cat Studios, right?
I actually don't know.
Let me double check. Yep. That's Jerica's actual brain working. Okay, cool.
Word.
Yeah, I definitely felt the same way. And just since following this game, I was like, holy shit, like this looks so good. And the fact that like they're taking an art style and making it cinematic, like pixel art. Imagine if you were just another character in this place and you had a camera and you are filming this movie. that's how it feels because it's so cinematic with how the shots are framed. Like the camera's got a little bit of a shake to it. It's almost like, yeah, 2D, 3D, but like the forefront background are all moving and alive, and it feels like you could just walk anywhere in this world, but it is mainly, you're walking left and right 2D. You can at times like come forward, go backward. But most of the time, like it's just you going left or right, but I've never feel limited in this. And yeah, to your point, like it is one of the most beautiful games I've ever played. That's a pixel stylized game. And
Yeah.
I already love the variety. From the 3 hours we played, I feel like I went from like corporate buildings, running in the rain, running in the forest in the rain, hearing the rain, some beat up barn
So
with the sunsets. The lighting in this game's awesome. And then I get by like Fallout vibes a little bit just from the atmosphere of finding these towns. It's not the gameplay, but the scenery, the environment really makes me think of Fallout because everyone's like looking for spare parts to put on their missing legs that they had taken from them. Everything
that's
looks like
so
it's
true.
barely strung together. Everything's holding on by a piece of rope, barely. Everything's got a band-aid on it in this city. And
Like you see just like a big white sheet strung up on brick and just hospital like written all across it in paint. Like it's so like ramshackle. I think that's a word, right? Sure,
yeah,
it's a
it
word now.
is. It's a word in my dictionary. No, never ask me if that's a real word, Jordan. You know this.
And I'm
You
so
know
glad you said
this.
Fallout because like the interface for pause or whatever, it may be my new favorite. Like I
Yeah.
guess it's kind of adjacent to a Pip Boy, but it's almost like a like an iPod type of situation, almost like a Game Boy iPod mixture. But like he's like as you're going up and down the menu, he's kind of like a
It's
Pip
got a
Boy.
scroll.
You can see like he has the scroll wheel, and it's so satisfying to see it pull up every single time.
It makes me want like it's once again, I'll never use a Zune. I didn't have a Zune when they were out. I had an iPod, but I really want a Zune because I feel like the Zune was just a little, obviously thicker and had some extra buttons, and I just feel like using that device reminds me of looking at this thing. It's just cool. Like I love
Mhm.
I love a good scroll wheel on a device. But yeah, I love his little whatever it is, phone game system handheld device that
Yeah.
is the menu screen. Um, it's pretty cool. But yeah, overall, I knew I was going to love this game. I was curious with how the combat was actually going to feel because I played the demo
Oh, okay.
and
I did not actually. I never got around to it, so
I
this
played
is
the
all fresh to
demo
me.
and I remember it being a little tough. Not too tough, but just like I can't wait to see how this sort of evolves. Cause like comparing the demo to what we just played, there were a few little changes, but they were trying to give you like a better slice of the pie with the demo.
Yeah.
So I do look forward to talking about combat with you because I definitely want to spend some time there. And then last thing I'll say, like overall, this game is running so well, looks so good, fun to
It
play.
does.
So far, story is hitting hard. And I feel like we're just on the tip of the iceberg. So far, first impression for me is I'm all in. I'm all in. First
I'm
impression,
so,
I'm all in.
I'm so
But
in Jericho. Like I said, I didn't play the demo, but I was almost for your hype because I knew how excited you were, and I thought it looked good too. And so I was like, well, if we need another body on this review, I'll go ahead and play it.
no, this
And
is
I am, yeah, I'm so in.
and I'm glad you were interested because I feel like, you could bring a lot to this conversation, just like as far as playing all types of different games. I'm a gal that's very with this one, normally wouldn't play it if it wasn't for the art style. I'm going to be completely honest. This kind of game, I don't know, but this the art style is what drew me in. But the
Yeah.
combat pays off. Like I'm more impressed with it than I thought I would. So
There was something so incredible about the combat where I think it was something that you can kind of see in the trailers if I'm remembering correctly, where it's like almost like a more cinematic takedown of whenever you, again, this is very very early on and you see it in the trailers, like you have like a baton that also can like function as a gun. That's like how futuristic we are.
oh yeah, actually, if you
And
don't
like
mind, I'm gonna officially segue into gameplay, if that's okay.
Sure. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
to say it verbally so people know what part of the video. Am I talking to myself so I can edit this video? Maybe.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Hey, gameplay. Lot more there than I thought there was underneath the hood. And yeah, go ahead and kick it off. Go back to you, Jordan. Where were you talking about with the gun baton thing?
Like there is this, it was not part of the tutorial, and so I won't spoil it for anybody of how to do it, but there is a way, you kind of build up a charge with the gun and you can just fire it off at somebody that's on, to the left or to the right. But there's also this way to get it to where it's this incredibly brutal cinematic takedown of him, like kind of doing a counterattack, and he's just like, like down at the ground. Like the first time I did that, just by happenstance, I was like, what is this? Like I was so excited to see it.
Yeah, because the camera like sort of follows him down. Like it's following, like literally it feels like someone is behind a camera filming this guy as he's zipping around and doing his thing, and like it gets lower and tilts a little bit with the scene, and it's so badass. It's so
satisfying. It is. And like I know that there's film and TV that they'll do that sometimes too, but it's not super duper common, I don't feel like. And
it's not common for a pixel style art game. Like this looks like such an artsy game, but the gameplay does, like how the combat does do a lot more heavy lifting than I thought it would. But you don't have, you're getting more than the other. You're not getting an incredible game that is fun to play and also a beautiful game. Sometimes I'm expecting one or the other might be not more of the one of them's doing more lifting, but they both are equally pulling this game in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is the combat working for you? I mean,
oh, absolutely.
How are you feeling about it?
No, yeah. I love it. I think my favorite thing specifically is like how, because in the opening area you get, I think it's called, what's the name? It's on the tip of my tongue, like the name of the gun. I keep wanting to call it Warren, but that's the name of the guy. The Huxley. I got it. Huxley. It's the name of the weapon, I think. Like you read in your little wingman thing. But it's a baton, but it might turn into a gun later in the game. I don't know. But
wait, are you serious? It's called the Huxley?
Yeah, I'm like,
because I'm 100%. Sure.
100% sure.
Because that is pretty clever if I'm remembering my high school reading assignments correctly.
What was it? What's the connection?
Yeah, Aldous Huxley was the author of Brave New World, which was not, I don't think it's like cyberpunk, but it's like a dystopian future kind of thing.
Definitely.
So that has to be a reference. That's awesome. I didn't even know that. I didn't even put that together until just now, live on air.
Hey, it happens. And once in a while, Jerica reads something in a video game. I remember reading that. I don't believe it either. I don't believe I remembered. But I like how heavy the character feels. There's weight to the movement, which I think helps an old, like, obviously you're going, this feels like an older game because of the art style, but it's not as, it's not clunky. It's a hard way to describe it, but you feel the weight of tossing and slinging this baton at your enemies. And I think what makes me more invested in the combat is waiting for the right moments to swing and also looking for moments to parry or dodge. You get these indicators by the enemies that highlight, like you'll see a little highlight of red or yellow. Red for this attack's going to mess you up. Don't try to parry or counter. And then yellow for you can counter this. Some enemies though will also want to shoot you and will shoot at you, but the bullet's not immediate. It's like a warm up. So you see the little flash of red, like, okay, they're about to shoot, but it's not instant. So you got to time your dodge, but also looking for ways to time your dodge so you can dodge the bullet and then maybe swing on another enemy, right?
Yes.
Like I found a lot of ways to make that way more impactful and obviously be more of a badass. But if you time out your stuff a little, correctly, you can have some of the most, I don't know, it's like orchestrated, satisfying moments. And we're just at the beginning, so I'm looking forward to how weapons evolve. I'm looking forward to other enemy types, because we even got to see enemies that have armor that you have to use a heavy attack on before you even do damage to get their armor off. And then of course the gun gets implemented, and it's the gun you don't have unlimited ammo. Like you have to power up your gun by basically attacking or countering. You don't fill
Hmm.
up the gun as your I feel like it's being used as like an ultimate. You're not filling up the gun unless you are attacking or countering. You don't get your gun juiced up by dodging
Yeah, that
specifically.
was like I was like, oh man, but also I see it. I respect it. I respect it.
I think it's cool.
It I was
Well,
also surprised. Speaking of surprises from earlier, like with the combat, I noticed. I don't know if you caught this too, but like at least in my playthrough, either I am just a scrub at this, or they actually baked this in. But it seemed like if there was an enemy that had armor, I would think I would have the chance. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna hit the button. I'm gonna attack with the armor, but then somebody else would step right in front of it and take the hit, and so I
yeah.
wouldn't actually be able to hit the. I was like, that's crazy. Like,
So it knows who's close to you, and like it even though it's just like you're working on a 2D plane here, like it knows space very well, and you have to work in that space, or you hit the wrong enemy, or you're gonna delay your swing. Takes some time, so or your heavy
mhm,
move takes a few extra seconds, so you just can't go in there all willy-nilly and try to get their armor beat down. Like you got to plan it so no one else is hitting you from the back.
right.
Sorry, I cheated. Um, yeah. So yeah, I'm glad you're also enjoying the gameplay, the gunplay, the combat, because I was concerned that this could be boring here, but I think they have some more tricks up their sleeves with combat and how that changes. And at least
Yeah,
this loop is I'm bought in. Um,
yeah. Is this also where you'd want to talk about like the non-combat, like the kind of the platforming seems reductive, but I mean it's kind of like the,
oh
the the platform, the jumping, and like, um, is this the right good?
yes, this
Is this
is an
good?
excellent
Yeah.
place to put it, because who would have thunk it? You can't even see the B-roll in it right now, but we're at a part where you are learning. Well, you get like your little pickaxe or whatever to
Yeah,
grab onto the wall. This is a jumping puzzle game. Also, did you know this?
I didn't going into it, but now I do.
Me too.
Because
Oh, it
like
is.
that is where it can use a little work in my opinion. Because there are certain things like you'll think, okay, I hit this button to jump, I hit this button to, hit the pickaxe into the wall or whatever, and it just won't do it. And I'm like, what did I do wrong? I don't understand. Like, I mean, I hit the button right then and it didn't do anything. And so, um, this is 1000% something that can just be patched in. Like, and oh, we should also, I forgot to mention this and off the top here,
Oh,
but
should I
this was
cut this
a
and add it at the beginning? Well, I've
maybe,
stopped it now, so maybe we should.
yeah.
I broke the flow.
Because yeah, you're good. Like because this is a pre-launch build that we were able to play. They'd let us know ahead of time, like here's some known issues, and there's obviously there's gonna be a day one patches that come through on release, which will be by the time you watch this and listen to this, it will have
Honestly,
happened.
I had not a lot of problems. This felt better than when I played the demo. I was like, this feels complete to me. Other than
Yeah,
probably some of the tiny things that we'll play here in just a second, but I don't know. That's feeling pretty
yeah,
good.
and that's more what I'm getting at, honestly. Like the only thing that's like non-gameplay that I noticed was like sometimes the screen would kind of flicker when it was changing like the dialogue scene.
Oh yeah, did I? Now that you say that, I remember. I
It
did
was it
catch
was
that.
like super minor, and but like other than that, yeah, it's like I wish that there was some either a better window for using some of the jumping mechanics, or maybe even like a slight indicator of like, oh, make sure to hit the button within this window, like a visual indicator, because it was to the point at some instances where I wouldn't understand why it worked the second time, but not the first time. You know what I mean? Like where I was like, okay,
Well,
I don't feel like it did this any differently, but it didn't work the first time and I fell to my death. And then the second time I did the same thing and it worked. So what did I do wrong the first time? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I
and
have it pulled up right now. Like as we're talking, like one of the moments, like up until it was like jumping on the beams and avoiding the light from or the robot plane from seeing you and shooting you. Um, but yeah, you had to like it's like perfectly timed. You see this like this piece of concrete that's like scratched up. You see holes. That's like the spot that you can use your little axe to like grip onto the wall. And you have to hit square. I was playing with a controller on PC, so you'd have to hit square like right when your character was on that spot. If not, you're just gonna miss it. Some of those spots sort of hard to tell.
Yeah, and that's my point too. Is like I'm like, how did I like? I thought that I was on there, and so if I wasn't, then like, yeah, just a little, like a little blue light of like, oh, make sure to hit it now, kind of thing. Like just like they do for combat. I think that it would be beneficial to add that for
Or at least an
the
option,
platforming
right?
challenges as well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Because I do think there's a benefit to it, but also like I was getting so frustrated to a point you're making. I have it pulled up right now, like climbing up this like I don't know, something like on a crane on top of a building, but you have to climb up this like it might be an empty train,
I
Nathan
think it
Drake
was an empty
style.
train.
You're like climbing up this thing as the there's basically this like patrol robot that's like you got this light blaring down on you and it's rotating, so you just have to wait for it to go back and forth and then climb up so you're not in view. But like knowing the points, so unlike the walls, I can sort of see where to grab. Before we got to this part, I could see like a white splatter, like in some indicators that like, hey, I need to jump to that point. But in this specific spot, I could not see where to go. I
Me
could
neither.
not tell.
This is where Jared texted me.
I was to a point where like, and it felt so punishing because I would have to climb this shit over and over. It would put me back a little bit and I have to work my way back up again, only to just be confused. So I texted Jordan. I was like, "What do you do when you get to the top of this thing?"
I was like, dude, I almost crashed out too. I was like, what am I supposed to do here? And I think this is one of those instances where, as much as I love a grimy, cyberpunky aesthetic, like sometimes, like maybe in this one section, it was too much grime, and the grime covered up what was supposed to be like a clear, platforming puzzle situation, and like this is not unique to this game. Sometimes a vibe and an art style just gets in the way of cluing you into where you're supposed to go, because I'm still not entirely sure that the way I did it was the way that I should have, but it worked and I just kept going. And so I even told Jericho, I was like, this is what I did and this is what worked. And I don't know if I had to do that, but it happened and and I got through it.
Hey, you knew the answer. Your answer was right because I was able to get to the next area. So good job. Good job.
Thank you. And again, I feel like this is once again something that I think that can easily be fixed with a little patch of like, version 1.100000001, we made the area in this train section slightly brighter so you can see where you're supposed to grab onto the ledge. You know what I mean? Like thankfully so far in these first 3.5, 4 hours, I think it's close to 3, all my issues are like so minor, and they are things that can easily just be like fixed in like the smallest little tweak here and there. Because by and large, I mean, I'm so impressed because, correct me if I'm wrong, this is their first game ever.
Yeah,
I believe, because I went to their Steam page and I was like, oh, what else did they do? Oh, nothing. Cool. You're just knocking out of the park on your first try.
It's wild. Like I'm curious to see like what. I'm sure we could find something deeper, and I'm sure we're about to get some interviews from them. But like, whose passion project was this? Like, this idea is very cool. I just like what inspired it, because I just love how unique it is. Like, I personally I can think of games that have the art style, but like, there's not a lot, and then there's not a lot that like it feels like this just seems like it could be. Like if there's more than what we've seen here, like potentially, I mean, there's a lot of great games this year, but definitely in my personal like game of the year list already. And I cannot wait till one day if this is on the Switch too. Oh, Mamma Mia. This is going to be great.
Yes. This would be this would sing on the Switch too, I think. If I haven't looked and see if there actually is a version planned yet, but I hope there is, because that'll be amazing.
Me too. I hope so. I think right now this is Xbox and PC, obviously. I surely it comes everywhere else, please.
Surely.
Surely. But yeah, moving around this world's fun. It's a little tough, a little bit of a challenge, but to your point, like those things can be fixed. And I sort of do enjoy the mystery of like having it not be right in my face, but that specific moment I didn't like because I just couldn't see any kind of indication
Right,
of like,
exactly.
do I go left or right here? Is this a Metrovania now? Which, by the way, I don't think it is.
No, it's not.
But I was like, are we going that direction? I don't know. But I didn't know if I should go left or right. So, yeah. You ready to talk about just the world and maybe some of the characters we've met?
Yeah, absolutely.
Some of the spots maybe we're checking out in this place. I do think this is also the game shines in many spots, but I do think like personally, like the world is doing so much more work in a lot of ways that you might either miss because you're involved in combat or you're just, I don't know, maybe you are like me and I just there's a moment when you get into the more of the smaller, the city, you get to a city eventually, like a little town, like a refuge for some folks. And all the lighting in the area was so cool. And I just like walked downstairs into this market area and I just sat there and looked and like there were so many NPCs moving left to right. And I was like, holy shit, there are so many details in this area alone that I'm like, this is so cool. There's moving parts everywhere. Everything has been perfectly handcrafted. And I just want to sit there and look at it I sat there and looked at it for like 5 minutes and recorded a little video because I'm like, this might be like a cool moving wallpaper for my computer.
Yeah.
But I think that's like the 2.5D or whatever we're calling it, like style that the depth, the lighting, movement, all of this feels so cinematic because of how this world is designed. But yeah, I've met a few characters that I didn't think I would also be interested in all the people that I've met so far in this game.
Right. And I love that, like, this is, there's details about one of the characters that we definitely won't go into because it's slightly spoilery, but like, some of the other like minor characters are meeting around this settlement. It was so funny because like, I remember, one part this was just like a little side quest like I was doing because there are little side quests and they're,
Are you talking about Susan?
I think they're very, yes, I think they're very fitting. They're very fitting for the world. I think.
Yes.
Like essentially, this guy like wants a better lens for his telescope, and he knows that this weird little girl at the arcade has binoculars, and so like
and there
you
was
have
like
to go
someone in the background like commenting like, that girl in the arcade's really weird. She's
That's
weird,
exactly what I was getting at. Like,
and I was like, I want to find her right now. Sounds like and my then you go, and it's just like
she's like what 12? Like she's
it's a
like
child.
The way they were talking about Susan, like that arcade shit creeps me out. I thought it was gonna be
some playing games in my arcade. Leave me alone. That's who I thought I was like. That's the Susan I was expecting.
Right, but she's just some like little bubbly little girl, just like, hey, play games and be my friend. I'm like, okay, sure, little girl. Like, I'll play your arcade machine. Okay,
yeah, absolutely. And of course, there's an arcade mini machine or mini game, and I wanted to talk about it, but I was like, it sort of gives away some of the story. Like the mini game in the arcade is sort of helping you understand this world, and I thought that was so cool. It actually was a eureka moment for me because I was like,
I hadn't thought about that before, but you're absolutely right, and like I just love that. The way that they're presenting the story is, again, from we talked about at the top with Dr. Warren having this a really advanced AI computer system that is now like in control of his body, and so you're able to experience this world kind of through the eyes of this ultra intelligent thing that was designed in a certain way, but the world that this AI was presented by its creators is not the reality. And like just seeing how its name is Reach. I forget I'm not sure if I've learned what it stands for yet or not. If I did, then I forgot.
I've read a lot of things and I still don't know that either.
Yeah, so it's like REACH, and seeing how Reach kind of is like, hey, like, well, the information, the informatics, the pamphlets all said this and this, but that's not how this is at all. And it's like, it's really cool to kind of see, that disparity, because as with all dystopia and like cyberpunk kind of situations, there's the ultra wealthy and the people who are like living in relative comfort, and then there's just the people who are just getting shat on left and right and like living outside of the literal wall that's been built around this kind of pseudo utopia where people are thriving. And it's really cool to see that through the eyes of this computer system that
Yeah.
has been used for probably not good deeds.
Oh, I cannot wait for us. We got to do a spoiler cast at some point.
We have to.
I feel like this is gonna have. This is either gonna make me cry. It's gonna make me cry. I feel like this is set up to make me cry. There's some emotions that might be felt here in a way that I wasn't expecting.
I could see that being the case for myself as well. Yeah, I could see it going that direction for sure.
God.
Because I still want to know more about like the doctor himself, and like,
Yeah.
because you're like, as with all like good narratives, you're like you're learning bits and pieces here and there. So we're starting to get a picture being painted of, but I want to know more.
Yeah, and
Give me more.
And I think it's doing a good job of like not giving you all those details. And like, yes, you can pick up things and look on your phone. It's going to tell you about the thing you picked up. And those things, though, have been really interesting to read. And I'm not a big reader in games, just saying that. I'm like, because usually, and maybe it's because we're given so much information and dialogue in something like this up front. But with this, I really don't. You don't understand a lot of what's happened. So you sort of have to read some of these things. But it's all super interesting, and it's a story.
Mm-hmm.
We touch on like cyberpunk vibes, Fallout, but it is not a story like you would. We've been using those vibes to describe the environments and the overall vibe. But like as far as the story goes, like it's a pretty unique story to me, and I'm really curious of like how humanity got here, and I want to know more about what's happening with this character.
The bits and pieces that they've given us of like the exact, timing of events for things, and like even like the era that it's set in.
It's not in the future. Like it's like 1984. It's around that time. So I don't know if that was picked for another specific reason, but it's like, it's not like Cyberpunk 2077. We're not in the year 2077. We're like, yeah, it's like 1980s.
Yeah, so like, this whole like, again, it's not a 1-to-1, but kind of like Fallout, that they've taken these, this reality of our history of the nuclear weapons being developed and all this stuff, but they like took it in this completely other direction, and again in ways that, as somebody who wasn't paying the closest attention to the development or the pre-release anything, I was very intrigued, very like every single bit of lore that I'm getting, I'm just soaking it up. I'm loving it. Like, tell me more.
Yeah. I wonder how long it is.
Show me.
I need to look up like how long it is, because I'm curious. I don't know if you looked it up or anything.
I did not. I'm getting the vibes of like an 8 to 10er.
Yeah. Oh, 8 to 10.
Maybe slightly longer, but that's what I'm getting now. Like I like where I stopped was a natural stopping point for being able to pass the baton and let my fantastic co-host here get some time in as well. But it definitely felt like, oh, we're just getting started.
Yes, I know. We're like at the beginning still. Like,
yeah.
I was bummed I couldn't get more done before this conversation, but no, I guess we have to wait, because I don't want to share this anymore. I don't want to share it.
We've been slightly cagey, but like so I won't go into too much detail just in case you didn't hear it yet. But where I stopped, I actually got through the first true like boss fight.
Okay, cool.
That? Did you get to that yet?
No, I didn't. I didn't get to it.
Oh, Jerica. It was so good.
I know I'm right there though. Like
you probably
a place
are.
where you have to go up, like get up high. Yeah, yes. I knew I was close. I just ran out of time, and I was like, damn it. I could smell a boss fight. I was like, something's building up, because you're in that moment. There's a build up, like something's about to go down, and this like side mission you're on, or main mission. Was it? So yeah. Okay. Damn it was fun.
So yeah, just rest assured that rest assured that the combat within a boss fight setting is just as satisfying, if not more satisfying, than like your standard
Damn.
loop of combat. It was
Damn.
very, very well done, very satisfying. So
Anything
I
that
can't wait for
reminds
you
you
to get
of?
there. What's that?
Anything it reminds you of? That you can help me, like, sort of
Oh,
like, or did it sort of, was it a boss fight that stood on its own?
I'm sure like nothing comes like immediately.
Yeah.
It felt, it didn't feel, and words are hard. Sorry.
Oh,
In the moment, it didn't feel like, oh, I've never seen this before, but it still felt like this is their way of doing this, and it feels great, kind of
okay.
thing. If
Okay.
that makes
Okay.
any
Okay.
sense, because
They use the
we've
background or the foreground. Like, are we having to go frontwards or backwards? So I did a lot of that in the area before, and I don't know if I love that either, but
no, I don't recall having to do that for the
good.
boss fight.
That's where my eyes start messing up. I can't tell if I can go frontwards or backwards. That's just like
Yeah.
in real life too, unfortunately. I really struggle. Oh cool. Well, maybe I can get to that boss fight. No, I can't. I don't have time. Why do I keep trying to like not do other things in my life? Okay, let's wrap this up. Um, I will say, I think we already pointed out like, our favorite things, concerns. I actually have, I think I've raved about all the things I love. Anything else as far as like a concern or change that you hope to see? As you
Honestly, no.
continue the
Like
game?
I said, there's just those couple of things, like either like little
Mm-hmm.
that I would appreciate some visual clarity for in a couple of either specific sections or parts of the standard loop of like trying to hook your axe onto the wall, or in that one section that we both got stuck on for a bit, like things like that that again are very minor, all said and done, and also things that could very easily be fixed. Either if not a day one patch, then like the 1.5, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like just things that are not game breaking by any means, and that don't ruin the experience, but that would make a great experience even better for me personally. But yeah, so it seems like you're pretty satisfied though overall.
I I can't recommend it enough. Like I can't wait for my
Yeah,
girlfriend to play. Um, I think totally different game, but I just remember how deep she got into Celeste, and she obviously plays a lot of games that I do, and I know two different types of games, but I just know she's gonna dig this like art style so much, and the gameplay is just like the added bonus that it's a little unique in what you normally see in this kind of style. Um, but yeah, like you should absolutely drop into this game. I mean, based
drop
on
in.
I know we haven't talked like review scores or anything, but like based on I will review like the time I've had with this game. Like to me, it is a 9 out of 10 for me. But I might be a little, what is my eyes are glossy. What's the word I'm looking for?
Rose scented glasses.
There we go.
Yeah,
Which I don't know what that means actually, but I'm just glad to be in this world. It looks great. I'm having fun. I love the combat. Like for me personally, like it's been a solid experience. It's worth a pickup. Um, I really think that truly, like, it's one of those games that you are attracted to. You're wanting to play because of the atmosphere and how it looks, but you end up staying because it's also a very fun game to play. The combat is
yes.
engaging. It's evolving. It looks for ways to break up what you're doing. You're not just fighting the whole time. Like at some point, you're trying to figure out how to get from point A to B. There's climbing, puzzles, and then like a whole plethora of possibly more quests to do with like other main characters that are all very interesting. And you want to help them and you don't even know them. So yeah, I can't wait to see how this game wraps up and what else there is to do. But right now, like, pick it up. I'm sold. I don't know.
I fully agree. It's like every single thing about the game so far, even if it's not completely, perfect, it is just so satisfying. The vibes are immaculate. I mean, I know that phrase is used a lot, but I cannot oversell it.
It's so
The
cool.
the neon, the rain, the pixel art style, the way that they do the whole not only cinematic with the camera movements, but also that they'll intentionally like focus in and out from the foreground and the background. Like you hit the ground from like during a cutscene and it like goes all blurry, then it fades back in. You're surrounded by enemies and you're just going like it is so well done in so many ways. And the setting's interesting. The story so far very interesting. The combat is incredibly satisfying. Like there hasn't been a single aspect of the game that I'm like, actually, that aspect is bad, but at least the rest of it's good. It's like, no, everything is good, if
Yeah.
not great. And like you said, I cannot wait to just see where the story goes. I can't wait to learn more about these people and this world.
All right, well, we're about to just hop off here, so maybe I can go get that boss in before I leave on vacation.
Do it.
Audrey just heard me. She's like staring down at me. That's my girlfriend. Did I forget what day we're leaving on vacation? Did I think I had a whole other extra day? Yeah, I did. So sort of ran out of time to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how much time I get on my hands tonight. Anywho, this is going up in the future, so thank you so much for hanging out with us. We hope that you had a blast learning about Replace and hope it helped you make your decision on if you want to pick this game up or not. Me and Jordan both say drop into it or drop your money. Drop your money down. Do people? No, that's not it. Drop your money down, girl. That's not it either.
I don't think it's a thing.
Hey, this has been Drop In, Drop Out's review of Replace. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time. Wave at the camera, Jordan.
Bye.
I have to change hands because I couldn't click on the button. So I started waving with my right and I'm still waving with my left and I still can't find the right button to do this. I'll just keep going.